What is your influence? You only get one shot. You only get one chance. This is the life.
Get money.
This is the life. Ain't no stopping the champagne from popping.
Hey, I'm Bryce McClain here to interview Benny Baker on some artwork that he has, and then he's been, we're kind of interested in that, so I'm just here to ask you a few questions. How long were you a principal before you got into making wooden pipes?
First and foremost, I started in the field of education as a teacher.
Okay.
I taught 8th grade, and after teaching 8th grade for a number of years, I moved into administration, and I was a vice principal at Living Middle School when they changed it over to a middle school. Then I was promoted to the high school level at Apex High School, and I completed my career there. I thought, after retiring from Apex High School, I worked in a Christian education school. Then I worked in a magnet school. Then I worked in a charter school. Currently, I'm still substitute teaching in one of the elementary schools. That's not my passion. That is one of my passions, however, but on the sideline, I do a lot of work with wood. I'm a lover of wood. Of course, I write poetry as well. But what I do in wood, I like to make animals, or at least capture what looks like animals from pieces of wood in their natural state. But one of my joys is to take a piece of wood in its natural state and turn it into a pipe. I've gained a bit of notoriety for doing that. I've been featured in the News and Observer, a featured article on my pipes. I've also done several exhibits in craft shows and festivals throughout the state of North Carolina. My most recent exhibition was at the North Carolina Museum of History during Black History Month. I had an exhibit and display of my pipes and showing how I created them.
How would you say if you were to make a pipe or a set of pipes, depending on how you would sell them, how long do you think that, how long does that take?
Well, it depends upon what I'm going to do. I can sit and carve what I call an ordinary pipe, and I put ordinary in quotes. I can do it in a day's time. I can carve it, but it's not complete. One of the key things about making a pipe, particularly out of the woods that we use, is that it has to be cured out before you can smoke it. So I always make sure the woods are cured out before I finish it. I learned that from experience as well, because in doing red cedar is a wood that has resins in it. It's aromatic, but it also has resins in it, which means that if you don't allow it to cure out or dry out, and you try to smoke it, it expands. And when it expands, the bowl will crack or something of that nature will happen to it. So there's a method of knowing when it has dried out, the resins have cured out. If you look inside of the bowl, after X number of days or months, you'll see crystals inside of it, almost like salt crystals. That means that the resins have dried out. You just clean it out and it's ready to be smoked. I do very little carving on the imagined animals. What's unique about those is that I use a lot of driftwood off the ocean for making pipes as well. And in looking for driftwood, quite often I will see an animal in the piece of driftwood. If you notice, most of those, 90% of those that I've done, is made they're products of driftwood. So I'll see a piece of driftwood, I say, wow, that looks like maybe a dragon. And I'll get it and I'll clean it up and shellac it and so forth and mount it.
Okay.
Now, to some others, it may not look the same. That's why I call them imagined animals, because to some it might look as if it's a dog or a rabbit or whatever. So,
what is your main instrument for carving these pipes?
You're not going to believe this. My thumb will prove it. A pocket knife. I use a very sharp pocket knife for doing most of my carving. Now, I have a miniature drill press that I must use to bore the center holes out. And I also have a bit to make holes in smaller holes. But in terms of shaping them, designing them, styling them, I use a pocket knife and sandpaper. Red cedar. Now, not all of my pipes are red cedar. That's made from driftwood off the ocean, the same woods that you see in my imagined animals. And the unique thing about driftwood, when you find a piece, it's dull gray just like this. And it doesn't look like it has any character to it. But when you take it, you work it, sand it, and so forth, you get a beautiful, almost mahogany brown. And then when you finish it up, this is what you get.
Just let me prove to you what I know is real. There